Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 2024 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out immensely, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm, who is still punishing me for having to take time off to take care of my sick family members. So, thank you so very much for doing so. You guys are amazing. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Interesting. We're finding our happiness during this time. Yeah, and it's going to be through like the exact opposite. Yeah, the exact opposite means that you think it's going to be through. So there's a sense of like slowing it down, taking it easy, being calm, and just kind of like stepping into yourself. Yeah. So let me. Yeah, this is just a little bit crooked. Let me fix the camera just a bit. There we go. Okay. So we are crowned by the Ten of Cups reversed. We then have the Four of Swords, the Three of Wands reversed, the Four of Pentacles, not the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords reversed, the Ace of Swords, the Death card, and then the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Swords reversed. There's a sense of a release, and I do see a very strong completion of a cycle coming forward here during this time. So just being aware of that is going to be super important. Now, I am doing something a little bit different with this reading. In a separate video, I'll have it linked in the description box below, is the astrology part of this moon reading. So if you're interested in the astrology, if you want to know more about this new moon in Aquarius, go check out that reading as well. It's super interesting. I have to say it's very, very, very I want to say well done. Like there's a lot of information there, not to toot my own horn, but like spirit really brought it forward. So that is very, very nice. And will give you a lot of answers. So check that out as well as this tarot reading. And let me know what you think of this setup. Okay. So we're going to be seeing ourselves transform. We're releasing a lot of the energy of being in our own head, which is super good for us. We need to download a sense of we need to download and heal is what spirit is saying. We need to download and heal. We're going to be thinking that doors should be opening or we should be moving forward certain ways. And spirit's like, no, just calm it down and center yourself, calm it down and center yourself. There's going to be a sense of not listening to your inner child. There's also air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if you have air sign energy in your life, if you have air sign energy in your chart, you're going to have a tendency not to listen to the questions that part of your personality is going to be posing during this time. You are going to be taking the gift of cutting through a lot of fear and a lot of doubt. The Ace of Swords is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of clarity, of insight, of knowledge, of a power of speech, a power of understanding, a power of seeing ourselves more and more. So we're going to be taking that gift, but we're not going to realize that we're taking it. And that's going to be very important for us to know. It's like we're taking this gift, others can see it, we can't. The Death card, Scorpio energy. So if you have Scorpio in your chart, if you have Scorpio in your life, that's going to come through very, very powerfully. There's a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. There could have been something traumatic that you have been through where you see yourself transformed, and you're going to see a release of a lot of negativity, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. There can be a sense of like going to a negative spot because of everything that you were going through, the way that the world was forging you at that time. You went to a negative spot and now you're coming out of it and you're finding your smile again. You're finding your joy. You're finding your laughter, and spirit's like, yes, finally. And it's such a great thing. So I'm so happy for you. The 10 of Cups reversed is like, hey, listen, this is crowning the whole entire reading, Taurus. So spirit is really saying, listen, do not let everybody else's happiness dictate to you your own happiness. Let yourself find your path, find your happiness, and move forward in that energy. It's going to be so important, and yet it's also going to be really difficult for us to say, no, this makes me happy, or no, this is what I love, or this is what I want to do. And we're going to be looking at everybody else and really comparing and contrasting ourselves, but we're going to have a tendency to rip ourselves apart. Don't do it. Don't go there. It'll be so easy just to like tumble down that path and be like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because it's going to feel right to be hypercritical of yourself. Don't do it. Just be warned. Don't do it. Okay. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, check out my not check out my website, put a heart in the description, in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of March. So good luck to everyone. And don't be fooled by anybody contacting you in the comment box, pretending to be me, saying congratulations. It will not be me. So do be aware of that. Also, if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. And by popular request, there's for a limited time mini readings. So if you want to snatch one up, I highly recommend you do that now. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say, angels and spirit guides. Here we have authentic reversed, and that kind of falls into the place of like, I'm trying to make everybody else happy or do what makes everybody else happy. We're not stepping into our authentic self. And I know authentic self is used so much. It's thrown around all the time that it's a little bit like eye rolly right now. But Spirit is really saying, be true to who you are. Embrace your happiness. We're looking at things and we're going to be seeing things that are just ripping us down, tearing us apart, taking us away from the place that we want to be. And Spirit's like, why are you following that? Like, don't do that. Don't step into that energy. It will be so easy to be like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's where I'm supposed to be. And Spirit's like, no, absolutely no. Let yourself rejoice. Let yourself be free. Let yourself laugh. Let yourself start to connect with you again and say, what makes me happy? And then when you get that answer, don't think, oh, that's silly. Oh, that's stupid. Like, oh, that couldn't possibly, who cares about this? Be like, oh, okay, that's my happiness. And what's really cool, like about places like YouTube and social media for its good uses, you can find people who also are really excited about things that you're passionate about. And that's really cool. So let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Here we have creativity. It's interesting. The sacral chakra keeps coming up as being a really powerful one. So if you are born on the cusp with Aries, check that out because the sacral chakra comes through very powerfully there as well as in the astrology reading for this new moon. So I think that's super cool. Here we have creativity. The sacral chakra is where our creative energy is held. It's also where our sensual energy is held. And Spirit is saying, let yourself be creative. Let yourself have that permission to create, to cultivate, to grow, to move forward in what we love, in what we desire, and really let ourselves expand into our passion and into our power. Now, our energy that we need to be mindful of for this new moon in Aquarius, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Here we have justice. So it is being mindful of Libra energy, which is interesting that that energy comes through again, because it has been one that has been coming up. Now, it can be if we have Libra in our chart, be mindful of that. If we have Libras in our lives, be mindful of that energy as well. Libra time frame is also September 23rd to October 22nd. So finding a balance, finding a harmony, that's going to be really important, but also knowing that we can get caught up in justice, okay? We can get caught up in what's right and what's wrong, which we can think, why would that be a bad thing? But justice and truth are really big themes astrologically during this time, and it can, excuse me, it can suck in a lot of our time, a lot of our energy, and you're never going to be able to be 100% fair to everyone. So you can be driving yourself crazy. You can be trying to do everything just right, and somebody will always complain. So being aware of that is super important. That statement, you can't please everyone, or that song, you can't please everyone, so you have to please yourself. That sense of, I get to matter. And also saying, how do I balance me? And seeing where you are out of balance within yourself, because you are. There are going to be things where it's like, well, I need more harmony here or here. And Spirit's going to show that. So let me just get a sip of water. I do apologize. All right. So with the 10 of Cups reversed, the 10 of Cups, you guys know. If you've been here before, you know. This card is my favorite. I love it in the upright position, of course. But this card always makes me think, better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. And I love that Nordic saying. And this card epitomizes it. But here reversed, we want to be king of that castle. We want to have the bigger and the better, to push the envelope, to keep moving forward, to keep building, to keep achieving, to keep succeeding. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. What we have to be mindful of is burnout. What we have to be mindful of is pushing ourselves until we break. And that is where Spirit is saying, hey, listen, slow it down. Slow it down and connect with you. slow it down and see what's sacredly important to you. See what you love. Because we're going to be looking at everyone and everything and being like, oh, I need this, and oh, I need that, and oh, I need this, and oh, I need that. Have you ever listened to luxury, people on YouTube or TikTok or, social media? I don't know. I usually just do YouTube, but they can make you really start to think like, oh, wow, I need this. And you just start listening because it's like ridiculous to spend, X amount of money on a bag, or at least, I think it is. And then you're like, oh, but I need that bag. I need that bag. It's so important. Whereas you didn't know it existed 5 seconds ago. And so here, when we talk about happiness, when we talk about embracing what you love, we can get caught up in what everybody else loves because people share it with such exuberance and it's the best thing since sliced toast to them. But it doesn't have to be the best thing to sliced toast to you. So letting yourself say, what makes me happy? And then embracing it and saying, this is me. Rest is going to be so important. With the Four of Swords, there's just a sense of, even when we rest, okay, I have to fix that. There we go. Even when we rest, we are going to be thinking, like, I should be doing something else. It's almost like sleep is for the weak. Sleep is really important. Sleep helps our brains process things. If you wear one of the watches or the rings that track your sleep, and you see your stress peak when you're sleeping, that's your brain downloading everything that you've been through and be like, heck, I need to process this. And so being able to rest, being able to take care of ourselves, that's super, super important. We have our armor on. We might find that we wake up feeling stiff. We wake up, thinking about everything that we have to do. We have to learn how to release. There's a part of us that is also in hibernation. So awakening the part of us that needs to be heard, or awakening the part of us that needs to feel safe right now, that needs to step into a well-rested, well-cared for being that says, I'm here for you. I'm showing up with you. We have things that we have to process. We have hardships that we have been through. And this is going to be a time where we start to realize I am protected. I am protected by my angels and my spirit guides, which we can say, what the heck good is that? I'm here on this earthly plane and I feel all by myself. But when we start to see ourselves as blessed individuals, this is also a huge part of the astrology of this time. When we see ourselves as blessed individuals, we start to raise our energy vibration and say, I'm blessed, meaning that our subconscious mind starts to think that I'm blessed, and we start to act accordingly. And it brings us to this place where we can start to be freed from all the weight, all the hurt, all the pain, all the disappointments that we've been carrying our whole life. And it leads us to the place with the Three of Wands where we thought the horizon was going to look a certain way. We thought we were supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time in our lives. Stop putting a time frame on your happiness, your existence, on what you want to do. You're going to see that things get small. Spirit's like, focus on the small universe within you, not on everything outwardly, because it's too much. It's too much. And you're going to feel that, Taurus. Right now, during this moon, which is on the 9th of February, we are going to see that we need to focus on us. It's our small universe within us. And that's going to be a theme from this new moon on the 9th to the next new moon in March. We need to focus on ourselves. We need to see ourselves. We need to call attention to what we want and to what we love and to where we need to be for us. And it brings us to the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the Page of Swords is also, holding this message from Spirit, this scroll right here in his hand. But are we going to be taking that message? Spirit is saying here, slow down, connect with your inner child, connect with your inner voice, connect with a way that you've had to mute yourself, either through growing up and where you found that you had to be quiet and silent because of whatever reason, or through a partnership that you have had or a relationship that you have had where your voice didn't matter and it made you feel small and it made you feel insignificant. You're taking back the power of your voice. You're taking back the power of yourself. Your angels, your spirit guides, you have a white dog here, you have a white horse here. White animals in Celtic law were of the Fae world, the spirit world. So you're going to start to see that energy coming forward for you during this time. And here we have to slow down and we have to stop and we have to connect with our inner child and say, I hear you. So we can do this simple exercise. And I know if you've been here before, you're like, oh no, the inner child meditation. I love the inner child meditation. So I love bringing it forward. Take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. And visualize yourself as the adult you are now, standing with your arms open. And then visualize the child that you once were running into your arms and giving that kid a huge hug and saying, I love you. I hear you. I will always hear you. I will always listen to you. I will always be there for you. I will always protect you. I will always stand up for you. I will always believe in you. What does that feel like? Does it feel like a lie? Does it make you cry? Does it feel like, oh, finally, somebody's hearing me? Because your inner child is talking. And until you listen to your inner self, you're not going to take the gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. You're going to keep on saying, no, I can't do it. Can't do it because my voice doesn't matter. Can't do it because I got told to shut up and sit down. I can't do it. I can't do it because. And Spirit's like, because you are a child of this universe, you get to take this gift and you get to move forward in the power of your knowledge. You're smart. You're absolutely clever. And this is going to be a time with the Ace of Swords coming forward where you get to really utilize that cleverness, where you get to see yourself move forward, where you get to start to embrace your blessings, embrace yourself. You're cutting through a lot of doubts and fears, negativities, hurts, pains, and disappointments, Taurus. You're finding the power of your voice. You're finding the power of your mind. You're putting things together and you're saying, this is what I need, this is what I want, and this is where I need to be for me. And as you do so, you're seeing more and more what's true for you, and the rest that you just need to leave behind. It's kind of like, well, I can't fix everything, right? I can't be justice to everything or, cut through all the nonsense of existence. I have to embrace this truth. I have to embrace what I desire. I have to embrace, my love and my grace. And that's going to be really important too, to come to this world in a state of love and joy. Because we're going to find that what we think about, we manifest. And we are the kings and queens of manifestation. So just being aware of this during this time and saying, what is my subconscious mind going to? Like, what is my resting face like? Is it sad? Is it heartbroken? Or is it smiling? Is it at peace? How am I connecting with myself subconsciously? And that can be very difficult because it's our subconscious. So how would we know? But when our mind is just wandering, kind of checking in and be like, okay, where's my mind wandering to? Why is my mind wandering there? That's going to be important. We're going to be seeing that we're downloading a lot of information during this time. We're taking things in, we're seeing, we're receiving, from our angels, from source, but also, from our connection with our own consciousness, with our own, place on this planet. And it brings us to the death card. There's that dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. There's a sense of embracing Scorpio energy. Yes. So that's going to be really powerful for you. So Scorpio energy, if you have Scorpios who have passed, that can also be super powerful because Scorpio energy is like, it doesn't matter what realm they're in, they're going to be right there near you. So here with the death card, there's a sense of transformation. There's a sense of a lot of insights coming your way. There is a sense of also coming out of a powerful transformation. When somebody says like they've gone through a death of something, it's a mourning, it's a loss, it's a release and a rebirth. And it's never easy. It's never easy. When people say, oh, I've gone through a phoenix time, that's not an easy time as well. It's going through a crucible. It's going through a forging. It's going through purifying flames that absolutely eat away what doesn't need to be anymore and leave you a completely different person, or leave you a different person, maybe not completely different, but very much changes your soul and can change you at a molecular level. So you're going to see yourself transforming. You're going to see yourself stepping into a new way of looking at the world. It's kind of like out with the old, in with the new. And you're going to be embracing that transformation with a lot more openness, with a lot more honesty, with a lot more insight for yourself. And you're going to be saying, okay, where do I need to be? How do I need to be? How am I opening up this door? And that's going to be a game changer. That's going to be a powerful thing. Spirit is leading you forward, and Spirit is also connecting you with a thin veil between the earthly world and the spirit world. So you're going to see yourself, connecting more and more to Spirit, being drawn more and more to Spirit during this time. And it's just a way where Spirit is saying, listen to your angels, listen to your spirit guides. You have an inside knowledge. So that's going to be a really good thing. Scorpio energy is also a time frame of October 23rd to November 21st. And then the Eight of Swords. So you're going through this huge transformation, right? And the Eight of Swords is getting out of your own head. It's getting out of your own head and getting out of your own way. And we all know people who live in the Eight of Swords. They live in their own mind. Everything's terrible. Everything's doom and gloom. It can always be worse and they can tell you how, type of thing. So when you're seeing the Eight of Swords here, it's not letting heartbreak, take away everything from your life. It is looking at the world and it is saying, okay, I see you. I understand you. But I'm not going into the darkness. And my mind isn't saying, oh, but it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be worse type of thing. If your mind does say that, you might need some help, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I need to see my doctor, or I need to talk to a therapist or a spiritual advisor or anybody like that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So connecting with that energy as we release the Eight of Swords and saying, I'm freeing myself. I'm freeing myself from constant worry. I mean, raise your hand if you're a constant worrier, because I can be very, very easily. It's very easy for me to fall into that place and be like, oh, but this you can worry about, and you can worry about this, and you can worry about that. So having that release is super important. And it's also something that you need to check yourself with, because once you start worrying, right, you can find everything to worry about. So here, showing yourself that grace is super important. Okay, let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Interesting. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. I like the way I said that, spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Okay. Oh, I love that the new moon came up. So this new moon we're going to start here because this is really profound. So with the Eight of Swords, releasing ourselves from worry, doubt, fear, chaos, overthinking, like that hamster wheel that gets us nowhere. This new moon is going to bring up a lot of fear within us, things that we are afraid of, things that have held us back, things that have kept us caged. And we're going to see those cages and we're going to be like, no more. So we're going to see a new start is coming. And we feel that absolutely as we're releasing our fear and as we're addressing our fear. It's like, oh, I can see what I'm afraid of now. It's like all of a sudden, like we've named it, we've seen it. And we've looked at the Kraken, right? We've looked at the sea monster in the deep and we're like, no, not that scary. Or I faced hell, right? And I lived through it. And so now I can step forward in this way and in this power of me. And it brings us then to our crowning energy as we start to really focus on our happiness, not everybody else's. We look at our attraction. So the law of attraction, that sense of manifestation. We are expert manifestors. We don't always see it because it's just part of who we are. So when it's a gift that you've always had, right? It's like being able to have perfect pitch or being able to, start to play the piano and do it really, really well. You're like, oh, it's easy. And you don't realize it's not. So here we're going to see attraction guiding us forward, but we're also not going to be paying attention to it, but we need to. We need to pay attention to where our subconscious mind is going. We need to pay attention to the energy that we're calling in because our hard work is paying off and we're not seeing it because we're so focused on over there, type of energy that we're not seeing ourselves. It's going to be so important to start showing up for us. It brings us to adjustments are required. Now that's reversed. We're not really into adjusting the energy. We need to know that we are protected. This moon is protecting us. We are protected. And as we embrace our dreams, as we slow things down, as we embrace rest, to know that we are protected and to kind of ingest our inner self, to just release and to say, I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm protected, that's going to be a game changer. It moves us to self-love as certain avenues close, as we have to embrace our heart and ourself. We look at self-love and then we see our commitment is being tested to us. Our commitment is being tested to us. We're looking at things and saying bigger is better, like, bigger, grander, more powerful, more. There comes a point where we have to say, I love me and I'm showing up for me. I love me and I'm moving forward with me. And it brings us to this place of meditation and, contemplation I've been doing a meditation recently that I have found so helpful. And it is, I do this coupled with EMDR, which you do not, I actually do not recommend. Shouldn't have shared that. I do not recommend doing it by yourself, but if you can do it with a practitioner to have that connection. And I say, I release all fear from my body, mind, and spirit. And just letting go of that fear. Like, because it's all fear. It's like everything that you could possibly be afraid of and starting to release it. So that can be listening to your inner child, what you were afraid of when you were small, you know, and it's carried with you. Meditate and contemplate and be patient with yourself as you're moving through that portal, as you're moving through to the next phase of your being. And you're going to see the end of a tough cycle approaches, and it does. As you're handed a gift of clarity, of cutting through the doubts and the fears and negativity, it's going to lead you to a creative period. You're going to see that creation, cultivation, insight, beauty, manifestation is so important to you. All of a sudden, you're going to be drawn to colors. All of a sudden, you're going to be drawn to putting things together in a creative way. It doesn't matter if you consider yourself a creative being or not, that energy is going to come through very powerfully for you. And the end of the hard work approaches. The end of a hard cycle approaches. And you've gained so much knowledge. You're that fierce warrior that people sit there and they admire in books and they say, oh, why can't I be that strong? But when you look at what somebody goes through in order to get that strong, it's like, whoa, do I even want to be? Sometimes you don't want to be strong. Like sometimes you want somebody to lean on and say, you got this, you can handle this. But that's not always Spirit's plan for us. So understanding that. And it brings us here to needing to nourish ourselves because you and your loved ones are safe. As we're transforming, as we're embracing our transformation, we need to know that we are safe and we need to nourish our soul, our spirit, and ourselves. We are going to be going through a transformation, whether we like it or not. So nourishing our soul is super important. A new start is coming. A new start is coming, but we need to see our fear. Again, we're releasing so much, but our fear is still there. And Spirit's like, release it. Do that meditation. I release all fear, body, mind, and spirit. I release all fear, body, mind, and spirit. And see what just comes up. Do you cry? Do you get angry? Do you feel like you can't even say it? What comes up when you do that? Make that a chant that you say and let that vibrational energy move through you. I release all fear, body, mind, and spirit. If you would like to see a meditation with that, we can do one. Definitely do one. Okay. Let's see what our subconscious spirit messages. And this is nature. This is saying, get out in nature, embrace your nature, let yourself be you. Powerfully, beautifully, and unapologetically you. Embrace your nature and embrace nature. Our subconscious chakra message is soul's healing. I love that. I love that for us. Spirit is saying, here's the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. And we are embracing our healing. We are embracing our release. We are embracing joy and beauty and connection. And we're going to see in this time, our soul is healing in a way that we hadn't imagined it needed to. We didn't imagine we could get to this point. And yet there's going to be a lightness if we let it in. If we meditate, if we contemplate, if we slow things down, if we embrace our happiness. If our happiness, if your happiness comes from a place of hate and, hurt and like just anger, don't embrace that. Don't. That's not happiness. That's an issue that needs to be seen by somebody. Okay? But if you come from a place of love, if you come from a place of healing, if you come from a place of connection, embrace that. Embrace that full-heartedly. Let your heart soar. Let yourself soar and embrace that energy. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the 10 of Pentacles reverse. It's vampiric. It's vampiric energy. I'm just seeing vampiric energy around money, around what you value as much as money, prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. And here it's like, we have to let it go. Subconsciously, be mindful of, generational curses coming in. I don't get to have this because, this doesn't get to be this way because, and see yourself releasing, see yourself setting yourself free. Because this is a time where we can look at things and say, oh, it's a pattern. I don't get to ever have this because, of my family, because of my situation, because, of XYZ. And it's like, no, call in your wealth because you're breaking generational cycles and you're going to see yourself set free by them. And you're going to have somebody Like, be like, I just think you broke a generational cycle. You'll tell a story, and that person will be like, I just think you set yourself free. And that's what you're going to see here. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message. It's the Ace of Pentacles reverse. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift of prosperity, success, bounty, and abundance. Subconsciously, well, self-consciously, we're not taking it, but subconsciously, this is a gift just for us. So be mindful about this during this time. Be mindful that a gift of wealth, of planting seeds, of growing so much more, of nurturing so much more, of breaking barriers and opening up the door, it's coming to us. But it's not exactly how we expected, or we're going through so much right now in releasing our fear and our doubt and our chaos that we wonder, can I have this? Can I move forward this way? Is this right for me? Do I get to own this? And Spirit's like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Stop questioning you. Stop questioning you, and plant the seeds. It brings you new beginnings. It brings you walking forward in a new and powerful way. It moves us to our subconscious Luna message. And I love this. It's the full moon. And it's the full moon in Taurus. So this is you coming through. It says your dreams need a practical plan. Power. When you give your dreams a practical plan, when you set things out in your logical, pragmatic, step by step, Taurian, earth sign energy way, you're going to see yourself empowered like never before. And you're going to see yourself walking forward in a power you didn't think was yours, or you didn't think you got to have. And now you get to have it. And now it's a game changer. So embrace your power. Give your dreams practical plans. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else, because there's only one you. And so be it. Everybody else is taken. What did Oscar Wilde say? Everybody else is taken. Be you. And be it fantastically. Okay. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. And please know that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Taurus, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And have a blessed moon. Bye.